Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that connects those little everyday frustrations you have online with, well, with some of the biggest and most destructive cyber threats out there. It's this hidden link that, once you see it, I promise you, you will never look at a subscribe button the same way again. Let's get into it. You know that feeling, right? When you're clicking around and something just feels a little bit off. Like the design isn't really there to help you, it's actually there to steer you somewhere. Yeah, we've all been there. Like this classic, you see a big, friendly Start Free Trial button. You click it, and you don't realize that buried in the tiniest print is the fact that you're signing up for a subscription that's going to start charging you in a month. The whole thing is designed hoping you'll forget. Or how about this one? You try to delete an old account, and suddenly you're trapped in this endless maze of menus and confusing options, only to find out you can only deactivate it, not actually delete it. Your data is basically their prisoner forever. And then there's my personal favorite. You go to click no, and the button says something like, "No thanks, I enjoy paying full price." It's designed to make you feel dumb for saying no. It's a real thing, it's called confirm shaming, and it's all about using guilt to get you to click. So these things aren't just little annoyances or bad design. Nope. They have a name. They're called deceptive patterns. You might have also heard them called dark patterns. And they are 100% intentional choices made to trick you into clicking or buying or sharing way more than you ever plan to. And this whole idea is not new at all. Think about how a grocery store is laid out. Where's the milk? All the way in the back, right? So you have to walk past everything else to get it. Well, these deceptive patterns are just the digital version of that exact same time-tested trick. But here's where the story takes a much, much darker turn. Because the line between tricking you into a newsletter sign-up and, say, tricking you into giving up your bank password, well, that line is dangerously thin.
And this right here, this is the whole point. This is the absolute heart of it. The little psychological loopholes a website uses to get your email are the exact same ones that cybercriminals use to empty people's bank accounts. It's all about playing the game of human psychology. Let's just break it down side by side. On one hand, you've got deceptive design. The goal is usually pretty straightforward. Make a sale, get a subscription. On the other hand, you have social engineering. That's the criminal's playbook. And the goal there is theft, your data, your money, your access. But look at the method for both. It is identical. Exploit our brain's shortcuts. Exploit our natural trust to make us do something that is not in our own best interest. Now, this isn't just a theory. A huge, real-world case shows just how true this is. And this quote, well, it gets right to the heart of the problem. You can have the most advanced security in the world, but it can all fall apart if someone targets the people using it.
So get this, in the MailChimp breach, the hackers didn't have to write a single line of malicious code. They didn't have to crack any complex passwords. They just tricked employees into giving them their login details. That's it. The whole attack was based on pure deception, not some brilliant technical hack. The MailChimp attack was basically a very clever con. But how do these cons actually work in the wild? I mean, how does a hacker take one small moment of misplaced trust and turn it into a total disaster? All right, let's walk through a classic called an evil twin attack. First, a hacker sets up a fake Wi-Fi network that looks totally legit, something like airport-free Wi-Fi. Then they use a trick to kick your phone off the real airport network. Your phone, just trying to be helpful, sees a strong signal with the same name and automatically connects to the hacker's evil twin. The next thing you see is a login page that looks completely normal. You type in your info and game over. They've got it. The entire scam works because you trusted a familiar name. And when these deceptions work on a massive scale, the consequences are just, well, they're staggering. We're not talking about a few bad charges on a credit card. We're talking about breaches that can disrupt entire economies and impact millions upon millions of people. $171 million. Just think about that number for a second. That was the direct financial loss Sony took from the PlayStation Network hack back in 2011, a hack that exposed the private and financial data of 77 million users. It was a wake-up call that really showed the world the real-world cost of a digital breach. And that was just one. The Equifax breach was even bigger, exposing sensitive info for almost half the entire U.S. population. And just last year, we saw huge data leaks from major companies like Tesla and the financial firm Mr. Cooper. The numbers are so big, it's honestly hard to even wrap your head around. And the impact goes so far beyond just the company that was hacked. An attack on a port operator in Australia clogged up their shipping so badly it snarled 40% of the entire country's trade. An attack on just one financial institution actually disrupted the whole US Treasury market. These are not just digital problems. They cause massive, physical, real-world chaos. So, faced with all of this, what do we even do? How can we possibly protect ourselves? Well, it might mean we have to completely rethink how we look at the technology we use every single day. I was reading this article from the Boston University Law Review, and this one quote just completely rewired my brain on this whole topic. It suggests that maybe the problem isn't that a pattern is dark. Maybe the real problem is that it's disloyal. And that gives us a whole new way of looking at it. Disloyal design. This is when a company designs something where they get all the benefits and you, the person trusting them, you take on all the risk. It's not just a clever trick anymore. It's a fundamental betrayal of that trust. See, this changes the whole conversation. The problem isn't just a confusing button or a hidden checkbox. The problem is the actual relationship between us and the services we use. We have to start asking, is this a loyal relationship or is it a disloyal one? And thinking about it this way, through a frame of loyalty, it gives us a much more powerful set of questions to ask. We can stop asking, is this easy to use, and start asking things like, does this design respect me? Who is actually benefiting from this choice? And maybe the most important one, does this make me trust this company more, or does it make me trust them less? So I want to leave you with this final thought. We talk so much about user experience and making things frictionless, but what if the thing we should really be fighting for is loyalty? What would the internet even look like if we demanded that the technology we depend on was designed from the very beginning to be fundamentally loyal to us?